Hey guys, what's going on? Aaron here. Welcome to the video. So FTX updates, timeline, payouts, things that have come through the docket, including Nishad Singh's sentencing or lack of sentencing, basically. So what I want to start out right here before I get to all the stuff that most people care about, including just getting your money, is some appeals that have come through the docket. So there have been a few. We got 1, 2, and then we got a complaint/objection. The short of it is that none of these should really slow down distributions unless there is a stay request and it gets granted. So as of now, none of these appeals or objections will really have any effect over the timeline of the plan going effective and also people's distributions. If that changes, I will definitely let you know. Right here, we have FTX wanting to recover more than $50 million from KuCoin. KuCoin is an exchange and one that has been around for a very, very long time, similar to like Binance. And here there is a finalized settlement between FTX and ByBit. And the good news is that FTX will recover more than $225 million. That's a lot of money. So that money and any additional money that comes into the estate, which I'll talk about a little bit later in the video, should trickle into non-convenience class holders' wallets. Convenience class holders with claims of $50,000 or less are still said to get around that 120% mark of their claims, which we'll get to a little later in the video. So before I talk about payouts and the timeline and all that stuff, we have Nishad Singh, who is not going to get any jail time. So Caroline Ellison got 2 years, Sam Bankman-Fried got 25 years, Nishad is getting 0. There was an outpouring of support and love for this guy coming into the court, saying that he is a changed man. He has a ton of remorse. He worked really closely with the DOJ to help get Sam convicted. And I guess they thought that he should not get any jail time, but Caroline still got 2 years. So let me know what you think about that. He was part of Sam's inner circle. So there are differences between he and Caroline, but there's a lot of similarities. So next I want to go through this list for you. Conditions precedent to effectiveness of the plan. So what does effectiveness of the plan mean? It means when the plan goes effective. And they said that they wanted it to go effective by October 31st, which I think I'm recording this. Yes, happy Halloween. I'm recording this on October 31st. So most likely we're not going to get an announcement today saying that the plan goes effective. Hopefully soon though. So right here, there has been a confirmation order. The professional fee escrow account is in the works. They will hold back some money to pay all the professionals, all of their hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions. Next, we have the IRS settlement. This one has been finalized. These other agreements have been completed as well with the FTX Global Settlement Agreement. Plan documents, these are in the works. Most are completed though. Some governmental actions, authorizations, and then we are good to go. So with every bankruptcy that I've been following, mostly with Celsius, if they give a date, it's never going to happen on that date. Celsius has still not paid everybody, and it's been 10 months or so since the plan went effective, beginning of this year. And that kind of leads me to distributions, the timeline, how people will be paid, all that kind of stuff. So again, they said October 31st was going to be the plan effective date, and then they gave themselves 60 days after the plan goes effective to pay people in the convenience class. Now, I'm not quite sure if there was clarity on completing everybody's payment in 60 days. I think that's way too ambitious. That just would not happen, but probably beginning to pay people in the convenience class. So there's a lot of people in the convenience class, and that leads me to how are they going to pay people? Do they have a distribution agent? The answer is no. Nothing that they filed. There have been no agreements on the docket saying like, we are going to work with Coinbase, or we are going to work with, I don't know, ByBit or BitMEX, or I don't know, some exchange that has an MTL, money transmitter license, that can legally distribute money to people. And that leads me to the issue of, are they going to be paying in a check, wire, or stablecoin? And the real fear is if you do not live in the United States and you live in a country that doesn't accept a US wire or a check, which we have seen a lot happening with Celsius customers, I'm really hoping that the wind down board gives other options for distributions. So that is a huge issue that I could see happening if they do not secure a distribution agent like Coinbase or Maybe they'll use Hyperwallet, kind of like what Celsius used, which is a subsidiary, I believe, of PayPal. And that leads me to the topic of selling your claim if you would like to do so. Now, FTX Creditor is the largest claim buyer by number in the entire FTX bankruptcy, and you can get USDC stablecoin sent to whatever address you want within 1 to 2 days after going to the website and filling out your information. I would highly recommend, if you're curious, to go ahead and just fill out your information and get a quote, see if it's something that makes sense for you. Obviously, not financial advice. You don't need to sell your claim. But one of the big reasons that people will, again, you live outside of the US, you don't want to deal with taxes or distributions. You don't want to potentially wait many, many months. Again, people in Celsius still have not gotten their claim, and it's been pushing 10, 11 months now. And also, people want USDC so they can reinvest into the crypto market. Because if you do decide to sell your claim, you are going to sell it for less than what they believe you will get over the course of 1, 2, 3 years. But the upside is you have that money now, so you can invest in Bitcoin, Solana, whatever you want. And then if Bitcoin goes up by 30%, you will have made that money. Versus if you just hold out and don't sell your claim, you kind of know what the distribution will be. So that's why it's a personal decision of whether or not it makes sense for you to do so. And historically, Q4 of the year that the Bitcoin halving happens, so that would be this year, the crypto market goes crazy, and that would lead into next year as well. So that's another reason to have that capital now, so you can invest right now into whatever you want to get the upside of that appreciation. So my thinking is that February or March of next year, convenience class claimants will get to their distribution. So again, people with a $50,000 claim or less, my guess is February or March. But depending on where you live and depending on how quickly FTX can get everything in order, I think a lot of people, even in the convenience class, will not get their distribution until possibly summer or fall of next year, just going off of what happened with Celsius. And Celsius has way, way, way less claimants than FTX. And then if you are not in the convenience class, my guess is that first distribution may come summer of next year. May, June, July is my guess. And we still do not know how much of your claim you will get back because the wind down board will determine that, and the wind down board has not been assembled yet. That'll happen after the effective date has been announced. So let's talk about future distributions. Well, we just got that settlement of $225 million with ByBit. And right here, Sam Bankman-Fried invested in this fund called K5X, and they invested a lot of money, $190 million in SpaceX. And from what I've been hearing, SpaceX is probably worth a lot more money now than when they invested. So all of this money or these investments, hopefully, when they realize these investments, that return, that capital will come back to non-convenience class holders. We just don't know anything about the timeline right now because it can take many, many, many years for this entire bankruptcy to conclude and wrap up. Essentially where they say, we are no longer paying anybody anything else ever. Go ahead and delete FTX from your brain forever. That could take a very, very long time. Same with Celsius. I mean, that could realistically take 4 to 5 years, depending on how long some of these litigations take with people they are wanting money from, like Tether, for example, in Celsius's case. And two final things I want to talk about, KYC issues and clawbacks. So if you're having continued issues getting your KYC approved and you keep sending them information, but it just doesn't seem to work, that could be another reason that people may want to sell their claim. But you should still try to get that handled regardless of what you want to do with your claim. So you want to make sure your KYC is good in the portal, and then clawbacks. So unlike Celsius customers who are not going to get 100% of their claim, FTX customers will be. Everybody in FTX will get more than 100% of their claim. So when it comes to clawbacks, they may pursue people, but it'll be possibly specific people. This is still up for debate. Nobody really knows if they're going to go after people for clawbacks, but they absolutely could. And just like what the Litigation Oversight Committee is doing for the Celsius clawbacks, they are demanding / requesting the actual coins that customers withdrew from Celsius. So therefore, they would want a lot more money than what it was worth on the day of the bankruptcy petition. So I could see potentially FTX doing the same thing, maybe finding certain people or maybe people with clawback exposure above a certain threshold. They may go after people, but it's just too soon to tell. So guys, that is it for the video. If you want to sell your claim, I will include the link to FTX Creditor for you to do so. Right now, they're just buying claims $50,000 and above. So if you have a convenience class claim, they are not buying them anymore. I hope you guys are doing well, and I'll continue to make these videos up until the FTX bankruptcy saga is over and y'all have gotten your money. Till next time, guys, talk with you soon, and bye for now.